What's up, Taiwan? How's it going? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has announced the country will restart nuclear power plants and develop next-generation nuclear reactors. The decision marks a reversal of a decade-old policy aimed at weaning Japan off nuclear power following the Fukushima nuclear disaster in 2011. James Chater reports.
Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in a landmark decision for the country's energy policy.
原子力発電所については、再稼働済み10基の稼働確保に加え、設置許可済みの原発再稼働に向け、国が前面に立ってあらゆる対応を取ってまいります。
Kishida's announcement marks a major reversal of Japan's energy strategy, a decade after the devastating 2011 Fukushima disaster led to the idling of most of the country's nuclear power plants. But with a recent heat wave almost causing blackouts in Tokyo and Russia's invasion of Ukraine leading to soaring energy costs, Kishida said the global energy situation had drastically changed.
国民理解をさらに深めるための関係者の尽力の在り方など、あらゆる方策について年末に具体的な結論を出せるよう、与党や専門家の意見も踏まえ、検討を加速してください。
A recent poll by the International Energy Agency said the Japanese public's support for restarting nuclear power plants stood at 60%. Japan's return to nuclear power will be watched closely in Taiwan, where nuclear energy is being phased out. Taiwan currently has 3 operable nuclear power reactors, having already shut down 1 nuclear power plant earlier this year. Nuclear power is a contentious issue in Taiwan. Last month, a protest took place in Taipei against Tokyo's plan to dump over 1 million tons of nuclear wastewater into the Pacific Ocean.
也要借这个机会来呼吁日本政府审慎地评估明年要排放核废水的计划。
Concerns over an impending energy crisis are brewing globally, and that precarious environment means some countries may be forced to revisit energy policies thought confined to the past. Damon Lin and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's high-speed rail line is set to get a 60-kilometer extension. The plan is to link Yilan County with Taipei, speeding up travel on the popular route and alleviating congestion. John Van Trist has more details.
This family is heading to Yilan, a northeastern county that's a favorite getaway for Taipei residents.
We're going to go in the cool hot springs, not the hot ones. The cold. Yeah.
They've picked a weekday to set off.
In the weekend, it's very, very difficult, but weekday is easy to get the tickets.
While there are bus routes, and they could always drive, traffic jams can make it an unappealing journey.
It's terrible. In the weekend, almost you need to spend 5 hours from the Yilan back to Taipei.
Rail is one of the best ways to get around Taiwan. But if you're traveling to the scenic East Coast, rail travel can be a bit frustrating. Tickets there often sell out well in advance. A new high-speed rail project is going to help matters, though, making travel to the region faster and easier.
An extension of Taiwan's high-speed rail line to Yilan is in the works. Right now, the fastest trains from Taipei's main station take around an hour. The new line would cover the 60-kilometer route in about half that time. The plan has passed the first round of an environmental impact assessment. The mother in this family prefers conventional trains because they have more stops to choose from along the way. The younger generation, though, is more excited.
It's like a bullet train, like the Japanese bullet train. Yeah, I like going on bullet trains. They're fast.
He'll be a lot more grown up by the time the line opens, though. The plan now faces a more rigorous second round of environmental inspections, and the tracks will pass through 23 ecologically sensitive areas. Construction isn't expected to start for another 3 years, but according to current plans, by 2030, Yilan, and by extension the rest of the East Coast, will be that much closer to the capital. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has beat Mexico 5-1 to advance to the next round of this year's Little League World Series, currently being held in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania.
On a line into left field, that's a base hit. and it'll score a run. Chinese Taipei strikes.
Taipei City's Fuling Elementary School is representing the Asia-Pacific region in the tournament and will vie for the International Bracket Championship on Saturday. If they win, they will play the U.S. Bracket Champs for the overall World Series title. This is the first time Taiwan has made it into the tournament in 7 years, while the country has won the title 17 times before, the most out of any country. Never Forget Your Name. That's the title of a new exhibition in Taipei showcasing the work of Hong Kong artists. They have left Hong Kong and say they're trying to use art to hold on to their identity as their city changes and the space for freedom of expression shrinks. Louis Watt reports.
A Hong Kong flag being swept up by China. Hong Kong students being brainwashed with communist ideology. And a blank space where a piece of art should be. These are works by an artist who's left Hong Kong for Taiwan, but his former home and its troubles are never far from his mind. And this is the artist, in disguise. He calls himself V.A. Wong Sir, and left Hong Kong in May.
I afraid going into the jail to lost my freedom. Lost my freedom to draw or to speak what I want to say.
He says he still fears for his safety and so hides his identity in Taiwan too. He's going to start a master's in art here in September. V.A. Wong Sir began drawing political cartoons in 2019 as pro-democracy protests rocked Hong Kong. But he lost his job as a teacher after a complaint that his cartoons were inappropriate.
Education policy is brainwashing of the student, and after they learned from their school, they will become a pro-government student in Hong Kong.
In 2020, Beijing imposed a sweeping national security law on Hong Kong that makes it easier to crack down on dissent. Thousands of Hong Kongers have since left their city, among them the artists whose works are seen here. They feel there's a shrinking space for freedom of expression in Hong Kong, and they also fear being arrested for their work. Another artist whose work is on display at this Taipei exhibition is Sei Fei, or Fly. He was also a teacher in Hong Kong, but left while being investigated for a painting of a protest. He says it wasn't easy to leave friends and family.
We want to use this exhibition to talk about Hong Kong things, to let Hong Kong people have a chance to talk to each other, to let Taiwanese to come here to understand Hong Kong, and also most importantly for us to use art as a medium to remember our identity as Hong Kongers.
Fly uses a tool to write Cantonese characters, but instead of typing the Cantonese sounds, he types insults in English. And then random Chinese characters appear, and he turns those into a poem. Fly says these are the thoughts of Cantonese speakers caught in a brutal environment. The message is something that visitors to the exhibition can appreciate.
In that display, we can feel how he missed Hong Kong, how he struggled, how the struggle inside him. So I'm so touched by his artworks.
After feeling silenced in Hong Kong, these artists are bringing their experiences to a wider audience and finding their voice in a place they're learning to call home. Chris Ma and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images from the gallery of famous rock photographer Danny Clinch. The collection in New Jersey has photographs of musical acts like Bob Dylan, Green Day, and Radiohead. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.